here we are noting one thing, and that one thing is that this energy that we are talking about is produced by a cellular structure that we term as the mitochondrion. Okay, so each cell, you can have cells that have many of these, and we term them as the mitochondria. So there are very many mitochondria in different cells. Okay, so these cells, these cell organelles or these cell structures are the ones responsible for producing this energy or this ATP. Okay, remember that respiration happens in three main stages: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, or the citric cycle, and then the electron transport system. Those are the three stages of respiration. Now, the first stage, which is glycolysis, happens in the cytoplasm of the cells. Okay, so that means that even if a cell does not have mitochondria, they can actually make their own energy that they can make through glycolysis alone. Because the other two processes, Krebs cycle and electron transport system, happen inside the mitochondria. So that means that we need to understand the structure of the mitochondria to be able to relate their structures to the functions that they have. And this scenario will help us achieve that. So you have a marathon runner who is experiencing mild race energy crashes. After reviewing his nutritional plan, a sports nutritionist adjusts the intake to support ATP regeneration and explains the role of ATP hydrolysis in muscle contraction and backed by biometric monitoring. Okay, so what are we having here is that if you're running a marathon, it means that you need to have energy, because if you don't have this energy in the form of ATP, you can't run. So the process of producing this ATP is by respiration, and this can happen aerobically or anaerobically. Okay, so what do you need as a marathon runner? What you could need is to respire aerobically in presence of oxygen, and that is when you have more energy, and that is when you don't have lactic acid accumulating. So if you adjust your nutritional intake, it means that you can make sure that you have nutrients that will give you more energy, because not all foods will actually give you the same level of energy, or this in terms of calories. Okay, energy is in terms of calories. Now, how is your body using the energy that you have? Saying we know the process of producing the energy, which is respiration, anaerobic or aerobic. Now, this energy is in the form of ATP. Now, this ATP, to produce this energy, it has to be hydrolyzed. So hydrolysis of ATP releases the energy that is very important for different functions, including muscle contraction. Other functions include transport of ions and minerals, impulse transmission, transport of organic compounds such as glucose, and many other processes such as synthesis of important molecules that are needed by the body. So that is the ATP that we want. It is the energy currents that we want. So explain how hydrolysis provides the energy for muscle contraction. We are saying that explain how ATP hydrolysis provides energy for muscle contraction. ATP is the energy currents. Hydrolysis of ATP releases the energy. This means that it is the breakdown of ATP that gives us the energy. And this energy is what is used in the different functions, including muscle contraction. Now, the next part is discuss how the mitochondrial structure supports ATP production to meet the energy demands of a marathon. So we are saying that the mitochondria is the cell organelle that is required for energy production. The mitochondria has two main stages of the respiration that happen in it. Okay, so Krebs cycle happens in the mitochondria, in the matrix of the mitochondria, and then electron transport system happen in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. And this inner membrane has extensions that we call the cristae. So it is this cristae that provide the surface area for this electron transport system. Okay, so that's one. The cristae provide a large surface area for this electron transport system. Second is that inner membrane of the mitochondria also has enzymes that are required for this process. Okay, and then still also the matrix have also enzymes that are required for the Krebs cycle. Okay, so that is how we can relate the mitochondrial structure to the processes of respiration. We are saying that within the mitochondria, you have the two stages of respiration, the last two stages of respiration, Krebs cycle and then electron transport system. Okay, and then we are saying that the Krebs cycle happens in the mitochondrial matrix, where you have enzymes that are required for that stage, and then you have the electron transport system happening on the inner foldings of the inner foldings of the inner membrane, what we term as the cristae. They also still have the enzymes that are required, but that folding also increases the surface area for the process.